Hello everybody, my name is Chantal, namaste, and welcome to this yoga class with me. Today we are going to be focusing on our hips. We all have really tight hips at different times in our life from too much sitting down and just generally incorrectly holding our bodies in different ways. So today's session is really going to get nice and deep into those hips to give them a good release, and you'll be feeling amazing. So to begin with, we're going to start lying down. Please join me. You're going to need 2 blocks if you have them. If not, just 2 big books is fine. We're going to bring our hands out to a T, and we're going to bring our soles of our feet to the edges of our mat. We're going to inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to release our legs to the left-hand side. Inhaling up, exhaling over to the right. Inhale and just sweeping across in unison with your breath. Just feel and observe just how the hips are traveling. Where are the restrictions? If you feel like you need to hold it on one side, then just do so. We're just simply bringing some movement, some awareness to this region of the body. A few more times on either side. Now we're going to walk the soles of our feet together, and we're going to start to separate the legs out, and we're going to bring our hands up and over our head with the palms facing upwards. Just gently closing your eyes, softening the muscles around your face, and just experience and become aware of the back body completely supported by the ground beneath you. Just draw your chin in slightly so there's length through the neck. Notice your breath, where it's sitting. Now let's just try and make a conscious effort to lengthen the breath down to the navel. Letting the breath fill this area of the lungs. Bellowing the balloon of the belly out, drawing the breath up to the ribcage area, up to the upper lungs. And then softening through the chest, releasing through the middle part of the lungs and ending in the base of the lungs. Now, if you're quite new to this complete yoga breathing and it's a little tricky to really get that flow of the breath happening, just bring your hands onto your chest and your abdomen. And this will help just to bring that awareness. And just feel this complete opening of the front body. If you're finding that that is a little bit too much for you, then you can simply grab your blocks as well, and you can just place them underneath the thighs there as well, just to help take a little bit of that stretch out of this region. This is a very nice restorative number. The next time that we exhale, we're going to bring a humming sound to the entire length of our breath as we completely exhale. So your hands can be up over your head, or if you like that comfort that the palms can provide when resting on your body, you can do that. So as we breathe in, we feel the full capacity of our lungs, and then as we exhale, we're going to hum through the throat for the entire length of the breath. So let's exhale together. Inhale and humming. Let's do 3 more. And just lower your palms to face up now with your arms by your side. And just feeling the subtle changes already from this moment of just connecting within and with the breath. Feel how it's really helped to just bring you more into the present moment and connect your heart and your mind with your practice. When we talk about the hips, you know, so often a lot of the emotions that we hold on to get stored within this region of the body. So really move through this practice today in a way that not only supports you physically to feel more comfortable in your body, but also use this as an opportunity to just release those things that you're holding on to. So moving those blocks away. If you took hold of them, and then we're just going to bring our feet up into a tabletop position, and I just want you to wriggle your hips in a little bit because I really want that tailbone to be nice and heavy on the mat, and we really want to melt this rib cage in towards the spine. So we've got a really nice activation taking place with the core. So to begin with, we're just going to take our feet up towards the ceiling, then we're going to part the feet, and then they're going to draw back down and then up. So we inhale as we come up, exhaling down. So not only is this helping to bring some mobility into the hips, it's also helping to strengthen them. And as you can motorably experience, it's also really nice in generating some heat and some abdominal strength work as well. Now, if you hear some clicking, that's okay. If you experience any pain or discomfort, just maybe try taking a rest in the pose. We should never be feeling any pain, or making the circles a little bit smaller. Now just take a pause. We're going to start the other way now. Take your awareness to your dantian, which is just below the navel. That's the main energy center of the body. A few more times. And then coming back to center, just bring those knees in toward your chest and draw the forehead up towards the knees, rounding through the back. Take a nice inward breath, exhale, release. Cross the feet over, take hold of the feet. And now just gently rotating those knees, massaging the lower back, the sacrum into the mat. Coming back to center. We're going to take hold and interlace around our right knee, and we're going to extend that left leg out And let's flex the toes back of that left foot and actively draw this right knee in towards the chest. Take a nice breath. Sigh on the way out. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhalation and exhalation with a nice sigh. Great, we're going to extend this leg up towards the ceiling, toes flex back towards you, and just taking hold around the base of the calf muscle. And then we're going to hover this left foot off the ground, and we're going to draw our shoulders off the mat. Try not to strain the neck. We're going to inhale. As we exhale, we're going to scissor the legs down, hovering that right leg off the ground now, and then taking this foot. Just bringing some lengthening through the hamstring. And one more time. Great. And then let's just stretch our arms out and lower the legs one down at a time. Bring a really nice stretch into the body. Reaching and exhale, melting in towards the mat. Once again, bring the knees up towards the body. Now the feet up towards the ceiling. Now we want to put a footprint, like we're putting a footprint on the ceiling. So we want to flex those toes back towards us. Then we want to bend through the knees and allow the knees to just rest on either side of the torso. Now, we want the lower back to be grounded in this pose, and we want to have the shoulders nice and grounded. So choose a hand position that allows this nice alignment to take place. So either around the backs of your knees, around your calf muscles, or you can draw through the edges of your feet. Take your awareness and the breath down towards the groin area. Breathing and releasing. Few more times. Inhale, exhale, releasing. Draw the legs up to the ceiling. Just give them a nice little shake. And pause and stop. And shake. And pause and stop. One more time. And pause and stop. Taking hold around the backs of the knees. Now, if you have any sensitivity through your lower back, please just roll out onto your side. Otherwise, you can start by just drawing the legs up and over the head, starting to lift the hips off the ground. And then you can start to bring a little bit more momentum into it. Using the core to bring stability into this pose, rising up onto your sitting bones. And then coming up. So we are going to take our left foot, and we're either going to support it in our hand, depending on your body, or in the creases of your elbow. And similarly with the knee, either with the hand or through the creases of the elbow. Now, if you're finding like it's a little tricky to get that length through your spine, then you can use a block if you like to sit on. Or if you've got one of those great yoga bolsters, you can do that. You can just prop it up. What this will do, it will allow the hips to fall forward and create more of a length through your spine. Okay. So supporting the legs, staying nice and tall. And we're just rocking from side to side. Continuing to breathe, really important. This is actually what is going to release the tension from this area. and then slowly releasing down, and then taking the opposite side. Keep that breath flowing. And then releasing down. We're going to bring the soles of our feet together, but this time we're going to walk them quite further away from our body. So with your yoga mat, we want to try to make the shape of a diamond. So making sure that our sitting bones are grounded. If you need to move the flesh away from your bottom, then please do. Stay really nice and lengthened. And anytime we forward fold in our practice, we want to do that from the hip creases, yeah? Not the top of the hips. So if we forward fold from the top of the hips, this is what happens. And as you can see, that alignment of the back is all rounded. But if we initiate the forward fold from the hip creases, it creates that length, and it's like a hinge what we're trying to do. Okay, so the same thing applies when we're in this position as well. Inhale to prepare, exhale, let's lead with the heart and come forward. So you'll feel that this pose is actually targeting through the outer hip area here. Inhale, exhale, releasing one more time. As we inhale, we're going to draw the arms up, and exhale, let's make a T with our arms, a right angle, squeeze through those shoulder blades, and exhale, releasing. Beautiful. Coming onto all fours, hands are going to be underneath our shoulders, knees underneath hips, about hip distance apart, which is about 2 fists. And let's just bring some mobility into the spine here. As we move into our cat-cow sequence, we want to lengthen out through the abdomen, broaden through the chest, lengthen out through the crown of the head. And then we want to press the hands into the mat as we round through the back on the exhalation. Just a few more times through. And then coming back to that tabletop position, let's walk our hands all the way to the front of the back, but keep the knees stacked, the hips stacked on top of the knees as we lower down into this puppy dog pose. If it's comfortable for your forehead, resting the forehead onto the mat, draw the shoulder blades back, breathing, softening and relaxing. Then inhale, lift the gaze, start to shift the body weight forward, curl the toes, lift the knees and come into your downward facing dog. Just walk those heels down. And then we're going to draw that left foot up to the ceiling, heel to bottom, and then open up into three-legged dog. Really taking this opportunity to stretch out through the hip with some nice deep long breaths, and then draw that knee in towards the chest and encourage it up towards the left hand. Then we're going to release that right knee to the ground. So we're going to bring our hands to our bottom here, because when we tend to come into this lunge, we're not really drawing the hips forward enough to reach that full stretch through the hip flexor. So lining the back of the heel with the knee, take an inward breath, and as we exhale, we're going to lunge forward. Now this is a great opportunity to grab some blocks and really be able to rest in this pose. So the blocks just help to bring the floor up to you so you can really stay lengthened through the front body, lengthen out through the crown of the head, and really take your awareness and the breath down to the hip flexor. Make sure you're not holding any tension in the face. Breathing. Let's do one more nice, deep, long, relaxing breath. Then we're going to inhale to prepare. As we exhale, we're going to swing the hips back. Make sure we don't swing out. And then we're going to come onto the heel of the foot and slide the foot forward, using our blocks once again as we come into this nice lengthened hamstring position, keeping that nice flat back, open chest. No need to drop the head, just looking out past in front of you with a nice soft gaze. Now, if you're feeling like you're getting too much of a stretch through the back of the knee instead of the actual belly of the muscle, then just bring a little slight bend in the knee so you can receive the stretch for where it's needed. Then we're going to draw back. And taking your blocks once again, you might need one or two, or maybe you might not need any. We're going to come back into that lunge, but we're going to sink a little deeper. Draw that left foot out towards the edge of your mat a little further. And as we lower down, just stay nice and secure in your shoulders, that we're not flopping around. Lengthen out through your crown of your head. Breathing nice and deeply. And you might find that as you start to relax, you can come onto a different angle of the block or lower your arms to the ground. And then coming up, removing the blocks, hands come on either side. We're going to curl the back toes, lift that back knee now, and we're going to step back into our down dog and just walk the heels out. And we're going to even up ourselves by doing the opposite side. So drawing this right leg up to the ceiling, heel to bottom, opening up away from the floor. And then drawing that knee in towards the body, and then walking that right hand up towards your foot and grounding that left knee. Inhale to prepare, exhale as we lunge now, taking our blocks once again. Inhale and drawing the hips back and then lengthening out through this front leg. Some of you might be able to extend into that split position, but take care. But if this is where your body allows you to move, then do what feels right. Inhale, drawing that foot back, and then we're going to bring those blocks on the other side. We inhale, exhale, and surrendering forward. A few more deep, long, relaxing breaths. And then drawing those hands down, moving the blocks to the side. And then curl that back toe, lift the back knee and come back into your down dog. Walk the heels out and just feel how great the body is feeling after that sequence through the hips. Feeling a lot more comfortable in this downward dog position. So once again, we're going to draw the leg up towards the ceiling. This time we're going to draw the knee in towards the chest. And then we're going to lower that knee, left knee to left wrist. And then we are going to lower the right knee onto the ground. So I'm going to give you two options in this pose. But first I'll just get you into this pigeon pose. We're going to release that right leg out, checking that it's in line with the hip, that it hasn't kind of gone too far out or in. And we want to get the hips nice and nestled, no rolling onto that left buttocks. So for some of you, just being here will be enough. Inhale and exhale through this pose in this way. Some of you might be able to come down onto your forearms, or you might want to utilize the block by resting your forehead. That's really yummy, it's so good. Or some of you might want to relax the forehead down towards the mat. Now, if this is not comfortable for you and you're at a point where you're like, I want to throw my block at this lady, then this is an alternative, coming onto your back. And simply just bringing the heel, the ankle, my apologies, onto the knee, and either taking hold around the back of the knee or the calf muscle, making sure once again the lower back is even, and flexing those toes back towards that right knee. So that's your alternative. Softening and releasing. Just allowing these sweet yoga mantras to just really flood your mind now as we move into this deeper level of working through the hips. Really take comfort and rest in these sounds. One more nice, deep, long, relaxing breath. Exhale, releasing. Inhaling, coming up, curl the toes, lift the knee, draw back into your down dog. And then we're going to draw the right leg up and draw it through, knee to wrist, relaxing that left leg out, getting nice and squared through the hips. Inhaling to prepare, exhale, releasing. Another little trick is you can jimmy a little block underneath that hip if you need to, or a bolster for a bit of support, to prevent it from rolling and stuff. But just make sure that the hips are even. 2 more deep, long, relaxing breaths. And inhaling, coming up. And this time we're going to just draw that knee closer to the front of the mat. Just roll onto that right bottom cheek and then swing the hips around and just give your legs a nice little shake out. Okay, I need to get a strap. Yeah, I did bring one, I think it might be up here. I just need a strap. There's one here. Oh, my hips, baby. So we're going to take our strap now. If you don't have a yoga strap, use a scarf, or you might have like some thick rope that you can use. And we're going to lower ourselves down to the floor now. Just creating a little bit of space around you. We're going to take our strap and we're going to place it over the ball of the foot. Really important that we do use the ball of the foot. And just keep those shoulder blades nice and grounded on the mat. Now for some of you, this might be enough with the bent knee. For other people, you might feel more comfortable extending that left foot out, but just making sure we're actively engaging in that leg by flexing those toes back towards us. Take a nice few deep breaths here as we come into a deeper hamstring stretch. Really lift up out of that heel, taking that idea of lifting up out of the hip. And then we're going to take the strap into our right hand. We're going to inhale to prepare, and then as we exhale, we're going to slowly lower that leg down towards the floor. Now, if your leg can't reach the ground, then we use our props again, because instead of the leg hanging in mid-air, we can actually support it to really relax and relax. So I'll give you an example. You would just come and lower the leg onto the block or the cushion or the bolster. And then let's just take our hand onto our left hip and really make a conscious effort to be relaxing this region of the body, trying to draw this left hip down towards the mat with every exhalation. And then slowly releasing the slack in your hand a little bit, draw that leg up. And then we're going to take the strap in the left hand. And I want us to start by just relaxing, inhale, and then relax over as if your leg is on a hand on the clock to about 10 o'clock on the clock. So we're just going to hold this pose here. You're going to feel a really nice stretch through this area of the body. Breathing and softening. Inhale, exhale. Now we're going to continue to lower that leg towards the ground and extend this right hand out to a T. Now once again, if that leg can't reach the ground, then we support it with a prop. Now your gaze can be up, or if it's comfortable for your hand, please just look over your right hand And just enjoy this twist as we start to wind down. Breathing. Let's do 2 more deep, long, relaxing breaths. And once again, releasing the strap a little bit and drawing that leg up, unthreading your foot, and just square the hips back up. And let's do all that fun stuff on the opposite side. First, working to a little bit deeper of our hamstrings. Then taking the strap into our left hand. Inhale, prepare. Exhaling, opening up. As we're in this position, once again, just reconnecting, seeing where your mind is at, whether it's drifted away. If it has, just redirect it back to your practice. Resting in these mantras really help to focus the mind. 2 more deep, long, relaxing breaths. Inhaling and coming back. So inhale, and then we're going to just release the leg to about 2 o'clock on the clock. Extend that left hand out and you'll really feel that nice deep stretch around the outer hip area through that glute. And then continue to lower down and come into that full twist. Your gaze can be up towards the ceiling, or you can look over to that left hand if it's comfortable for your neck. And then inhaling, coming back up. And let's just draw those knees in towards the chest. Forehead up to the knees, rounding through the back. And lowering those shoulder blades down, bringing the soles of the feet onto the mat. And once again, let's draw the soles of the feet together and relax those knees out. My gosh, feel the difference. And you can either bring your hands up and over, how we had them to begin with, or just out to the side. Actually, let's all bring them out to the side, and then we're going to come into a mudra where we're going to bring our fists together and then place our thumb over. Make a big fist with our hand. Draw the chin in slightly. Just taking a few moments in this pose. Once again, let's exhale and bring 3 Brahmari breaths. Focusing on that region of the heart center. Slowly relaxing those hands out into an open palm. And you can stay here, or if you like, you can take your hands on either sides of your thighs, encouraging the thighs together, and then releasing the legs out as we spend a few moments in Savasana, just allowing our practice to integrate into every part of our body, really bring that nourishment to the nervous system. Just allowing the back body to completely melt in towards the mat, allowing the limbs of the body just to soften the bottom, allowing that to melt in towards the mat. Allow the shoulder blades to drop down to the earth. The forehead is smooth. The face is soft. Just allow the eyeballs just to relax into their socket. And allowing these sweet, healing yoga mantras to wash over you, taking away any last bits of tension that you might be holding on to. And let them just transport you far away from our everyday life, full of responsibilities and the different hats that we have on, and just rest in the eternal realm. Just relax. There's nowhere you need to be right now but here. And in your own time, just slowly start to bring your awareness back to the mat. And gradually just wriggling the fingers and toes. And just bringing the soles of the feet onto the mat. Bringing the knees in towards each other. Having a nice breath there. And then start to draw the feet on top of each other, bringing the legs and just rolling out into a recovery position. Having a breather there. Before we rise, very slowly and mindfully, into the seated position. Keeping that nice inward focus, that nice connection with the breath. And let's just spend a few moments being mindful of the activities of the mind now. Watching the mind as that silent observer within, watching the different activities that can take form in a number of different ways. There might be different past memories, maybe future plans, different worries or anxieties. Just observe the quality now of the mind. One thing's presented, then another, then another. Sometimes we dwell, sometimes we're really in that thought, but then guaranteed something else will be presented. And one of the foundational teachings of yoga is how we are separate to our mind. Our mind is our possession. It is a tool that we can learn to harness to make better choices and to live a more conscious life. So let's just take this time while we're on the mat in this nice reflective state, and that we've taken this time out from our schedules to practice just stepping back from the mind. Just really view the mind and the activities of the mind on the screen of the mind. Create distance and become aloof and detach from the thinking process. Be that silent witness observing the constant stream of thoughts flooding the mind. But we don't have to go with everything the mind presents. We can be a little bit, we can discriminate against what the mind puts forward. Being that silent observer, that silent witness. And to really, truly embrace the art of stepping back from the mind, we need to purify our consciousness, cleanse our minds, so that we can, in those moments, gain clarity to act with more awareness. We need a source that is more powerful than the mind, because the mind is very strong. So this is where we start to invite the use of yoga mantras, which are of a spiritual energy, which is a different energy to the mind, which is made of material energy. So it gives the mind something of a higher nature to focus on. And gradually the mind starts to develop an attraction for it. And it wants to engage with that more than all the other nonsense and all the other worries and concerns. So now let's have a wonderful experience of this mantra meditation. I'm just going to do it with a beautiful instrument called a harmonium. And we're going to use these mantras to end our practice. So we're going to use the yoga mantra Gauranga. I'm going to say the yoga sound, you listen, and then you respond. It's that simple. Now your turn. So thank you very much. I hope your hips are feeling a lot better and that you enjoyed this class. It was lovely putting it together for you, and I hope to see you on the mat sometime soon. And if you have any questions, then please reach out. I'd love to answer them and help you in some way. Namaste.